Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad So, and today my group will be presenting on the topic of student mental health should be prioritized in the university because mental health problems have a negative effect towards student academic performance. Okay, let's start first with SDG. What is SDG? SDG is a sustainable development goal that is created by the United Nations. Okay, there are 17 lists of sustainable development goals today. And it is advised that all of the people should practice and follow all of these sustainable development goals because all of these goals have a benefit. Like it can benefit many people and it can benefit the environment also. Okay, in this video presentation, we will be focusing on the fourth sustainable development goal. That is good health and well-being of the people. Okay, why we choose the fourth one? Because this good health and well-being of the people is related to our topic, that is student mental health. Okay, what is mental health? Okay, mental health consists of a emotional, psychological of a human being, well-being. So yeah, it is important that all of that sociological, mental health is what is in good shape for the human being. It is important. Okay, the reason why I mentioned that a student or a people mental health should be in a good shape, like should be okay, because mental health problem have many bad effect to a human being, such as they will feel anxiety, they will feel depression, they will feel emotional problem, all of that, and can lead to death and suicide also. So for me, it is important that all of these people mental health problem should be addressed by the government or by any authority person, so that when people have mental health problem, they will know where to seek help and assist in curing, in improving their mental health. So for me, it is really important that mental health should be prioritized. Okay, good mental health is important to the student overall health and well-being. And bad mental health can negatively affect student academic performance. Thus, I believe that mental health should be prioritized in the university because mental health problems such as stress, depression, anxiety affect student academic performance. Okay, stress affects student academic performance. Okay, what is stress? Stress associated with pressure, tension, feeling of frustration, like feeling angry about certain thing, certain situation, outcome, or anything. So that is the meaning of stress. Students struggle to adapt to new environment and new surrounding in the university or college. Okay, usually when that happen, student will there are some students that can adapt to the changes of their life, just like when they enter university, and then they will be okay in your surrounding, right? But that's not the point. There are also students that cannot adapt to this new surrounding, to this new change in their life, living in university or college, something like that. And when that happen, it will create like something, the student will feel stressed out, like the student try to fit in the university to the society, in the university or college, something like that. But what happen if the student cannot fit in? Okay, if the student cannot fit in, it can be seen that as, okay, if the student cannot fit in, the student will feel stressed out, because why I cannot fit in? The student will feel stressed out and depressed, and because of that, because all of this, it can affect student academic performance. Because if the student will be sad and stressed out the whole semester, it will really affect their mood, and then it will affect their academic if they do not manage their stress carefully. So yeah.
For the next point is on how the depression affecting students' academic performance. But first thing first, depression is defined by a poor state and difficult experience where the person having a feeling of sadness, loneliness, worthlessness, and also have thoughts of suicides. These are all actually symptoms of depression, and it is a serious problem, especially among the students, as it will give negative effect on the students' ability to perform daily activities. All of these feelings may have arisen due to lack of someone to share their feelings, especially in this pandemic, where everyone is required to be isolated and unable to socialize freely with other people, and also to the students who are live alone, which are far away from their family. They may not have someone to express their feelings or thoughts. So this is very crucial to interact with other people, since it will help to reduce and cope with the feeling of loneliness. So these negative thoughts and feelings are the things that will distract the student from focusing on their studies, and it will slowly reduce their interest in studies. They are unable to concentrate on their academics due to the overwhelming feelings, which weaken their working memory and make it harder for them to retain the new knowledge. And this also will affect their GPA, where depressed students tend to get lower GPA, miss more classes, tests, and assignments.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Ahmad Muaz bin Zain Ali and I'm going to elaborate regarding anxiety and how it affects the students' academic performance. To understand how it affects the students, we need to identify the implications that exist, then we can come up with solutions to solve the problem at hand. Based on the research made by Rida and Sakti, there are multiple implications that can occur towards students that suffer from anxiety. This research in particular focused on the existence of the issue within the examination period. As you can see, anxiety has the potential to deter the emotions of students, and that could potentially disturb students from completing the tasks given during examination. Not only that, a percentage of students would suffer more severe effects such as perspiration and even physical pain like stomach aches and increased heart rate. As said, these physical disruptions would lead towards lack of focus during exam or even discomfort to proceed when finishing the task given. As a result from these disturbances, more than 40% of students will feel bothered while taking the exam. This is an alarming number of students that suffer from anxiety, and if measures are not taken seriously, the number of students affected would greatly increase. Therefore, a research made in 2020 which further supported the negative effects of anxiety on students highlighted on the measures that could be taken for students that are involved. There are two primary factors that should be focused on, which is being an objective-oriented student and attaining time management skills. Let me elaborate on that point. Objective-oriented students will have an end goal that they intend to achieve academically to justify the studying that they partake. With these goals in mind, there will be plans that they would like to execute to attain these intended goals. In light of that, self-motivation and building positive studying habits could deter from the presence of anxiety to exist, as they are distracted with more important and positive tasks to complete. On the other hand, time management will be beneficial in arranging tasks and plans of action throughout the studying period, thus will provide students with proper preparation regardless of what obstacles that they may face, including anxiety. These are the methods that could be adopted by students to abstain from being a victim of anxiety. Now I would like to mention regarding the Islamic perspective on the issue. There are no clear explanations regarding mental health issues in the Quran. However, we can refer to the hadith where the decisions taken by Prophet when facing people with different problems that could be similar with victims of anxiety. The key element highlighted based on the hadith are patience and understanding. The followers are reminded to be patient when dealing with issues or sufferings. This is to prevent from irrational decisions to be made and further put trust on the Almighty to cure the problems at hand. Not only that, understanding that pain and suffering are blessings from Allah, and that will bring a new perspective towards the problem that could result in acquiring hope for the people suffering from anxiety and ultimately put trust on the plans that Allah has made for the believers. Islam acknowledges issues that arise in the recent era and have adapted with measures to apprehend these problems by referring to the divine scriptures and hadiths.
In conclusion, students with poor mental conditions such as stress, depression, and anxiety have a negative impact on their academic performance. In university, students must adjust to a new environment, new friends, and a new system that they are not familiar with. So these are the things that can contribute to their mental health issues. Other than that, when they are depressed, students tend to think negatively all the time. So this will make them unmotivated to do anything, especially in their studies. While having anxiety, it not only affects their mental but also could worsen their physical health and cause them to become more exhausted, and thus will affect their academic performance. Hence, we can see from here that universities should prioritize the students' mental health and well-being to achieve their academic performance goals. The university should arrange an orientation week with activities or programs that might assist students in adjusting to a new environment so that the students feel more comfortable, less anxious, and less stressed in entering the new phase of life. Furthermore, universities should collect students' feedback on their mental health throughout their academic studies so that the university is aware of their students' mental health, and they also can analyze and help the student to cope with the issues. Last but not least, a student's mental health is not just a mere disease, but it affects their academic performance, well-being, and can even lead to suicide. Thus, it is important for us to raise awareness about the situation and do our part in helping them.